Rage grows after ICE arrests Colombia activist Mahmoud Khalil without warrant. In a move that has stirred controversy across the nation, the Trump administration has admitted that Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE agents, arrested Columbia University activist Mahmoud Khalil without a warrant. This revelation has added fuel to an already heated debate about civil liberties, political expression, and the government's handling of immigrant rights. Mahmoud Khalil, a Syrian-born permanent U.S. resident and outspoken pro-Palestinian voice on Columbia's campus, was taken into custody in early March outside his apartment in New York City. At the time of his arrest, he was living with his pregnant American wife. Tragically, he was denied the chance to be present at the birth of his child this week after ICE rejected a request for temporary release. Khalil's legal team has been quick to respond, asking an immigration judge in Louisiana to throw out his deportation case on the grounds that the arrest was conducted without the necessary legal warrant. The Department of Homeland Security, which oversees ICE, acknowledged this was a warrantless arrest, but claimed it was justified due to exigent circumstances, suggesting that agents feared Khalil might flee if they waited to get a warrant. Khalil's attorneys have strongly disputed that claim, stating that he fully cooperated with officers and never gave any indication he would run. Not a single officer on the scene has offered any sworn or unsworn statement suggesting Mr. Khalil tried to flee or was a flight risk, they emphasized in their court filing. Once a prominent figure in last year's student-led protests over the war in Gaza, Khalil's arrest has now made him a central figure in a broader debate about political freedom on college campuses. He's one of several foreign-born students targeted in recent months as the Trump administration intensifies its efforts to crack down on pro-Palestinian activism. While officials say these moves are intended to combat anti-Semitism and pro-Hamas rhetoric, civil rights organizations argue they're simply punishing students for expressing dissenting views, a clear violation of their First Amendment rights. Despite the lack of any criminal charges, the government has laid out two separate claims as grounds for deportation. First, they accuse Khalil of omitting information on his green card application. Second, they cite a rare determination by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, claiming that Khalil's presence in the U.S. poses adverse foreign policy consequences. His legal team has rejected both accusations as baseless and politically motivated. Earlier this month, an immigration judge ruled that the deportation case could move forward, deferring judgment on the immigration fraud allegation, but agreeing that she couldn't challenge Rubio's rare foreign policy determination, a move rooted in a scarcely used piece of law. Meanwhile, Khalil has officially applied for asylum and protection from deportation, citing fears for his safety and the unfairness of the current proceedings. At the same time, his legal team is pursuing a separate lawsuit in New Jersey, arguing that his arrest and ongoing detention are unlawful. They're urging the federal court to release Khalil, strike down the State Department's determination, and stop the government from targeting non-citizens for engaging in political speech, especially speech in support of Palestinian rights or criticism of Israel. As the legal battle unfolds, Khalil's case has come to symbolize a larger fight for immigrant rights, freedom of speech, and the limits of government power. Whether or not he remains in the United States, Mahmoud Khalil's story is now a rallying point for those who believe that no one should be silenced or detained for speaking their truth.
For full video, click related link below or like and subscribe this channel.